Good morning, friends. When we talk about matters of the heart, when we talk about the fact that God cares what our motivations and desires are far more than merely what motions we go through, we need to always also remember that none of that means anything apart from the truth. Internal, external, whatever. You have to have truth. Now, sincerity is key. We can't just keep, doing things on the external level, doing what we do merely for external purposes. Rather, we must worship, serve, learn, and so on with genuineness of heart, engaging with these matters at the very core of who we are. But that doesn't mean that sincerity is the only thing that matters, because the absolute bedrock of everything that we do is what is true. Because we can be sincerely wrong, my friends. We can be sincerely wrong, particularly when it comes to the primary matters of the faith, such as the gospel itself. Someone can sincerely worship a false god, but that sincerity does not mean the one true God then accepts them. Rather, actually, it condemns them further because they are genuinely giving themselves over to wickedness that stands in stark opposition to the one true God. So we are called to sincerity, to genuineness, to engage with the very core of who we are, but we are to do that according to the truth. Which brings us to Acts chapter 17, verses 10 to 11. The Apostle Paul and Silas have been on one of their missionary journeys. They've been moving place to place, preaching the gospel. Now, previous to these verses, they had run into some trouble in a city called Thessalonica. And so we read in verse 10, the brothers immediately sent Paul and Silas away by night to Berea. And when they arrived, they went into the Jewish synagogue. Now these Jews were more noble than those in Thessalonica. They received the word with all eagerness, examining the scriptures daily to see if these things were so. You see, when Paul and Silas were in Thessalonica, the Jews there received the message of the gospel, but then they wholeheartedly and sincerely rejected it, such that they formed a mob and caused all sorts of ruckus. But we're told that when Paul and Silas moved down to the city of Berea, the Jews there were more noble than those in Thessalonica. Why? Because they received the word with all eagerness, examining the scriptures daily to see if these things were so. They wanted to see if what Paul and Silas were preaching was actually true. So we have two groups of people, both very sincere, very genuine in their beliefs. But the Bereans were called more noble. Again, why? Because they didn't just let their passion, the passion of their sincerity, drive them without any other considerations. Rather, they sought to confirm the truth. The Jews in Thessalonica received the message and passionately, sincerely rejected it. The Bereans received the message and passionately and sincerely accepted it. But even in accepting it, they wanted to confirm its truth. Because it's quite easy to accept things when we like them, right? For some people, the gospel message sounds great. Christ died for my sins, so all I have to do is repent and be saved. Sounds good to me. I like that. But what if it's not true? Or what if our understanding of it's not true? Correct. Don't believe something just because you like the sound of it. We learn that from the Bereans' example and the commendation they received because they didn't let the sincerity of their response be the sole reason they believed what they believed. Yes, they liked what Paul and Silas had to say, but even as they gladly accepted it, they made sure it was true based on the scriptures they already had. And we really need to do the same thing with whatever it might be. So let's never separate heart matters from truth matters, because it doesn't matter how much we like something, nor how sincere we are. If it isn't true, then it isn't true. And certainly when it comes to the gospel, for the sake of salvation, we need to know the truth and believe that and that alone, yes, sincerely. And that truth is what we need to give to others as well. With that in mind, I pray you have a good and godly day, and I look forward, Lord willing, to seeing you next time.